What's poppin', people? You got J Bear here, bringing you another SPL coach interview before the season. This time, we are talking to the legendary battler known as Amel. Amel, if you want to introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about what you do Pokemon wise, content wise, VGC wise, you know the whole works.
Wouldn't be a real Amo introduction without a quack in the Discord call. It is I, hello, Amo! You who brought Lechonk to face down Savage Roaring Moon back in the days. Yeah, that's me. Hello.
Hello. And
So,
yeah, you played a lot of singles draft mostly, right? Because you just did BBR, you just won that recently. And then you
yeah,
played BBL. Have you played any VGC draft leagues?
actually, I did play a VGC Draft League. That was, I believe, 2 years ago now. And that was in BDSP, believe it or not. And even more surprisingly, I had fun. Yeah,
That's
imagine having fun playing BDSP.
when I played some BDSP Wi-Fi about, other than the timer being like too short, I had a lot of fun because there was also like a lot of mons that like either weren't like the most viable or like just very limited Pokedex, and we hadn't seen them, especially coming after like Sword and Shield, where a lot of those mons were like cut from the game. But no, BDSP was I think it's an overhated game at this point.
Yeah, it did what it could,
Yeah.
honestly.
And going into this SPL season, this is your first one playing, right?
Yep, indeed, first time being invited in SPL. I was kind of surprised it was SPL too, but here I am.
Yeah. Are you do you have any goals for the season going into it?
Have fun and to win, like
Yeah.
always.
That's a good goal. Is having fun first or is winning first? Or are they kind of equal?
But I mean, winning would be cool, but it wouldn't be a great win if I just don't have fun at all.
Yeah, and I think that like shows through in your like team builds and the way that you draft. And you don't have to like give away any of your draft plans or whatever. But, like, how do you like approach a draft? Because I think your lines of thinking are so much different from like everyone else. And like I think it's an awesome like the way that you draft. You just like kind of pull together teams with mons that people don't use, and you see the value where others don't.
'Cause I would love to say that I just analyze some unorthodox strategies or like core or whatever. But honestly, I just start something that I'm like, I look at the dog. Well, that's a good add-on to that. I'm like, I see this. Okay, you come with me. I pick this because I think this guy could be cool. I think
And
that's one of my basically one of my weakness as a
mhm,
player is that drafting is never optimal. I think the best example was it basically BB. See, BBL
mhm,
was one of my more. Really, it was optimal drafting because I used every single points. But before it was a problem. Like, if you remember, like the first year where we had Joey and Nexus in, I would have soup. I didn't draft ultimately at all. I had like 20 points leftovers, like 23.
mhm. But like, do you have more
And
fun with those teams where you have all the points left over though? Because that's what matters.
I mean, yeah, like it's literally just do I think I will have fun with playing with this Pokemon in my draft? And if yes, then I will take it, assuming it at least brings something good in theory.
That's good. And with like VGC drafting, do you like draft with like specific cores in mind, or are you just like kind of trying to draft Pokemon that you think you'll use well and you think will work together well?
If I were to draw a comparison from my BDSP draft, that's what I did. Technically, I still follow my same principle, but I did try technically some core. Like in that BDSP draft, if I can just say what I had before, entire draft was Dragonite, Scizor, Toxicroak, Starmie, Linoon, Dusknoir, Snorlax, Drapion, Meganium, Jolteon, Rhyperior, and Gyarados. So, I mean, but you can see that there's some strategy in there. Like, you have a Trick Room aspect of Snorlax plus Dusknoir, so, a normal plus a Ghost type. You have Toxicroak as Fake Out. You have even stuff like, Inner Focus Dragonite. So there's some strategy in there. So,
Yeah.
like, it's not just Pokemon they're just don't stack well together. They still have some synergy as
Mhm.
well.
Yeah, that's a. I think like with VGC drafting, especially the synergies in your draft can shine through a lot more.
Yes, indeed.
And going through like Pokemon, just like in general, like Ice-Q, I would assume is your favorite. But what are like other mons that are up there, just like for non-competitive reasons, than some of your favorite like competitive Pokemon?
I remember when I did start a draft for real before, it was Reuniclus. I really did like how it was kind of versatile in a way. Like it can just be either your a strong attacker in Trick Room or just be a bulky Pokemon to check some big threats. I really like this guy. Then after that, Inkay took over because I'm talking about Little Cup.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think I did probably I don't want to say something like I lied, but I think I really was the one that popularized Inkay for real. Like I think before it was like 7 point, but then I bumped it to like 8. Like I showed some cool tech with it. Outside, I was just contrary superpower or whatnot. Like I think that's or if I try, I think I try stuff like blunder policy, but without the contrary, with like a special set with stored power.
Yeah, I
A
feel
lot of
like
fun. I had a lot of fun with Inkay. I remember
yeah,
that. I
I feel
took
like
over,
I
and then ICU arrived, and it just became my new favorite.
yeah, I feel like I remember you playing Little Cup with the Inkay, and because like you've played Little Cup, you've played like standard like in every generation, like whether it be like currently or like in team tours. I feel like I've seen you play everything, and you've played like low tier. Now you're playing VGC. Is there any like draft format that you like more than the others?
Yeah, so standard is the standard, and look up the same also for low tier. And I also try other like tier if I remember like it's like for example like NFE. Like I know John is still speed tour to test for his league, but even way before that, when I started draft league, I did try some NFE leagues. And in fact, my first ever draft league one was NFE.
Yeah, so I assume that holds like a special place in like your memories with Draft League. Is that
And
like
that's the reason why I participated in John's team tour because
Mhm.
it's been so long since I played NFE. Give it a shot again. However, a
Yeah.
big difference is that Eviolite was completely banned, whereas John, the first tour I did, Eviolite was allowed on everything, so I was able to do stuff like Eviolite Ursaring, Eviolite Terra Duocean, but then I had
Oh
to
wow.
face up like Eviolite Eastweekle Fish and Girder.
Yeah. Do you like the Eviolites or do you like no Eviolites?
I did enjoy no Eviolite because I mean, it's either the tier is super squishy or way too tanky, and at this point I might as well just at least a balance of like Eviolite can be allowed, but only a Pokemon where it at least won't be like too annoying to face. Like like I said, if you like Ursaring and Eastweek Fish could ult Eviolite, but when they can't, then it's a lot better. Or,
Yeah.
or easy to handle.
Does like playing in like these NFE leagues, does that like inspire you to use the NFEs in like standard leagues? Because some of them are obviously consistently used like Quillfish and or Hisuian Quillfish and Ursaring. But then I feel like I've seen you roll up with like some random NFEs that are just like 1 point mons that nobody thinks about.
I didn't really consider that. Whenever I draft it, like a super silly, not fully evolved Pokemon, but just be it's a Pokemon just like in general, outside of like draft and everything. I just like it would just be funny to incorporate into the draft.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it
Definitely.
was worth it. Like we saw what happened with Lechonk, we saw what happened with Oshawott.
Yeah, because there's a lot of
It's put
times.
into work when they did appear.
There's a lot of times people just like draft their 1 point Pokemon with like, oh, I'll draft this 1 point guy because he's funny, but I'm never gonna bring him. But then you actually bring it, which I think elevates what you
Yeah,
like
and
bring.
show value in it.
Yeah, because even if it's just like super low, because like Oshawott, I imagine Duat was also like 1 point, and like Oshawott's just
Yeah,
kind of
it's just like Oshawott because I prefer Oshawott. He's
yeah,
adorable.
and you showed that even that can have value. And now, like looking into the SPL season as a whole, are there any? I don't think the schedule is out yet, but are there any coaches that you really want to face or excited to face, like a rival?
I would I would say so far, it's not because I know like there's not a one person that I do not want to fight. Like I would
Mm-hmm.
be okay with fighting everyone, even people that I'm used to play in other leagues, like naturally.
Mm-hmm.
But I would be especially more excited if I were to face people I never fought before, especially because it's VGC league, so I don't regularly fight these people as well.
Yeah.
I guess it's fine to share who is in there because you're gonna post these when the roster will be revealed, correct?
Yeah, yeah, this isn't coming out until after the league is fully announced.
Yeah, so it's gonna be like the VGC staple like James Begg, Cybertron. That'll be very fun.
Hmm. Yeah, and yeah, that's like
So yeah,
when I was going through the roster. I said this a little bit in Owen's interview too. It's like there's so many people like because I really like I consume a lot of Pokemon content from like the draft people, but also from the VGC people. So it's nice to
VGC
see.
same.
Yeah, it's nice to see like all of these cool doubles players get incorporated in like these people who I see like at the few regionals that I've been to and stuff like and just like all over like YouTube and Twitter and stuff. Just it's awesome to see a league with this many people come together with like 20 coaches.
Yeah, indeed.
Mhm. Is there any other messages that you would like to give to the viewers about you and your channel and what they should expect to see?
Just expect to not see the brightest quality of out of every coaches. I really just am on YouTube because I can play on Wi-Fi League, so I will apologize in advance because I don't sound the best, I don't look the best, but I will at least try my best to, show off what I can do in battles to compensate for it.
Yeah, I
And,
think.
people will have some editing, content like team building and everything.
Mhm.
Oh no, I mean, but I still try to do what I can.
Yeah, I think
It's
a
not
lot of.
really a priority for me. It's really just be able to play with everyone. That's the
Hmm.
point.
Yeah, that's like kind of why I like Wi-Fi too, is because I get to like play with leagues. Like a lot of my friends play on Wi-Fi, so I'm like, oh, I should play on Wi-Fi too. And it like from what I've seen, like there's a lot of like up and coming. Like I know a lot of Showdown guys are ready to like make the jump because a lot of people consuming Draft League. It's not necessarily just all about the entertainment. Like yeah, that's great, but it's also to learn things. And I think especially we're getting to see like in a VGC league with a bunch of singles players who maybe don't necessarily have all of the VGC experience, and we get to kind of like learn with them almost. And I'm excited to see that this season.
Also, speaking of VC experience,
Mm-hmm.
when the Toronto regional happened, I did play. It was my first ever participation like in a real VGC event, and I finished 3-5, and I brought Delibird to say the least. So I think I have the experience if I can just finish 3-5 with even Delibird.
Yeah, I think you might have the most Delibird wins of any person. I don't. I mean, like, I'm sure in the many years of VGC, someone else has brought Delibird, but I feel like it's always like a flash whenever Delibird even gets a win. So,
I wanted to bring Ice Cube, but I didn't find a cool set with it, so I just brought his distant cousin.
what did you run on the Delibird in Toronto?
It was Focus Sash with Terra Ghost with Super Move and Fake Out, Tailwind, and also has Ice Spinner for like damage and terrain removal, and a cool tech in Endeavor. That was very cool because Endeavor is so frail, so at least Endeavor gives some offensive potential.
Oh, that's yeah. I would not have considered Delibird when I was building a team, and it was like Regulation H, so you could get away with these more like niche picks. But even still, nobody was
Yeah,
picking
indeed.
Delibird.
I think Delibird was like one of my better Pokemon actually because I just focused on it to make the most out of it.
Yeah, I assume you like kind of built the team with like Delibird in mind as like maybe because it was like more of a supportive piece, but like kind of like a centerpiece to the team where it's like you got in Delibird a fake out mon and a tailwind setter, and there's not a lot of mons that do that.
And then it was like I had A9 Tails plus Mamoswine because I thought Mamoswine could be a very cool Pokemon to bring offensively.
Yeah.
Snow and Solvis to make it just very tanky.
And
Then it was
then
rounded with King Gambit, Ape, and Mousehold.
yeah, just like a solid like snow team with the addition of Delibird and Mamoswine. I also think is a cool pick because it's immune to the Intimidate with its ability.
Oblivious.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it gets like ice and ground is really good coverage.
Actually, going like there was a lot of dragon and also some steel types like Archaludon, so I thought Mamoswine could be cool as a pick.
Yeah, I've like wanted to try Mamoswine in like there was a time last gen where I was just like playing in fun VGC leagues and it was relatively early on, so I could like get away with like forcing like random Pokemon that I would want to make work, and Mamoswine was like always like the next mon that I wanted to make work, but I just didn't play in enough leagues.
And if we're about to a final that I could say,
Mm.
we're at the day we're recording, we were just started drafting, at least the day
Mhm.
that we officially start drafting. It's still not my turn. I still have nothing. But I do have a very idea came out yesterday as my first pick. And I guess it's fine to share because
Mhm.
I can you can upload when everything will be already be done. So it's
Yeah.
not like I will share my ideas.
Mhm.
But yeah, so basically the VC League is like it's like standard VC rule set with like best of three and everything. And I believe we also revealed Terra type.
Yeah.
But also we allow mythical Pokemons in this to make it more special.
Hmm.
And my first pick is also a mythical, and I think it could be actually also I think it's one that is also underpriced because thinking of grabbing Upa Unbound. Of course, I
Ooh.
say this because I don't have it yet, so there's a chance I don't get it if the 5 people before me gets it before me. I'm thinking
Yeah.
Upa could work because it has those Titanic stats similar to the likes of Slacking and Palafin, but these guys have drawbacks. Upa's ability is Magician, so at first it has no ability, which is better than no ability, something that cripples you. It's super strong, yes.
Yeah.
It's like also Flutterman where it's super strong naturally. You don't even need to invest fully in offense. You can just bulk him out. Make sure he can just always stick around and dish out that damage.
Yeah.
It's something I remember as well. Both of Upa's signature move bypass protect. This is an Urshifu built in Pokemon.
Yeah, I was thinking that when you said Hoopa, I was like, oh, that gets around Protect. And also, like, because Hoopa's not the most used Pokemon, you might catch some people off guard. I know you just said
Yeah.
it in the video, but I'm
But
sure
it's never
someone's
allowed in
not going to
BDC, so
know.
we always forget signature move bypass protect. Like, I mean, the strongest Pokemon are rated at 20 points max. Upa is 16, and I think he has the potential to match these 20 Pokemon, but for more
Yeah.
cheaper.
And Hoopa's great because also, like, it's
And
a perfect tail room mon, right? The 80 base speed tier.
as
So you
well,
can,
because
yeah.
80 is just perfect for Tail Room, and then if I can also afford it, I would love to have Indeedee female weighted for expanding force business while blocking fake out. And if I don't get it, I think the backup will be Farigiraf.
Yeah. That seems like an
At least
awesome
prevent
core.
fake out.
Yeah.
Size spam, baby, but with
Hmm.
Upa Unbound. Base 170 special attack, and also bypass protect with Hyperspace Fury.
Seems like the start to a
I hope
perfect
I get
team.
this guy for so much. And if I want to, I can still try to make some magician stuff as well. Like, Psychic Seed, Upa Unbound, that could be very funny.
Yeah, because it has like that relatively low, or I guess relatively low defense, but a pretty high special defense stat. So boosted by
Like
that
it
psychic
should be
seed.
max his death and then just like easy to just be unbreakable on the special side.
Yeah,
I'm gonna hope that Upa will come to me. There's just 5 people left, and there's still a lot of good 19 and 18 pointers left. So the chance of Upa just slipping under the radar is very possible.
yeah. Your secret's safe with me. I won't spoil it for anyone. And
Right, thank you, Jay.
yeah.
You're a true friend.
And if you guys want to catch Amel's run, hopefully with the Hoopa Unbound, be sure to subscribe to Amel and follow along with his season. His link will be in the description down below, along with the rest of the SPL coaches. And yeah, we look forward to starting the season soon. Peace.
Right, later, guys.